All right. As we get through the Aeneid, we are going to have to learn some new tenses. So, last week we learned the imperfect and the future tense and how to form them. Now this week we are going to learn the perfect system. So we're going to learn the perfect tense, the pluperfect tense, and the future perfect, the future pluperfect. All right, as you remember, each verb has 4 principal parts. These parts are going to be what you use to form each tense, each mood, each voice, whatever you need. These 4 principal parts will have. So let me give you an example. Amo, amare, amawi, amatus, essa. Let me explain first. So amo, remember, is the first person. It's like the simplest form of the word. First person, singular, indicative, active, what am I missing? Present. There we go. Okay, amo is the simplest form of the word. It means I love. Amare, we have that re ending. It's the infinitive. You use this to form the indicative, present. Basically, you use it to form all of the present tenses or from the present system. So the present, the imperfect, the future, also all of the active and passive of this, you use this one right here. Now this is a new one for us. You are going to use it to do the perfect active system. So perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect, you're going to use this right here, just the active. We're not going to learn the passive this year, but this is going to be used for the perfect passive system. Okay, so this is really today the word or the principal part that we're going to be looking at, the third principal part of the verb. Okay, so how you form or put a verb into the perfect, pluperfect, or future perfect tense. So you're going to take that third principal part, the one that ends in the I, so it might be amawi, it might be habui, it might be feki, it might be ponui. Okay, you're going to take off that I and you're going to put whatever ending you need for the person number. Okay, so you take off that I of the third principal part. Okay, take it off. And then you add whatever ending you need. Okay, just like amo is the simplest form, amawi, habui, feki, ponui, those are all the simplest form of the the perfect system. Okay, so this is I loved, I had, I made, I put. All the simplest form. Okay, now let's go through some of the endings. You might recognize them because we already learned the word to be in the perfect system. So now the endings are the exact same. This should be like riding a bike for you guys. Okay, so we have the perfect tense, which is like in English our past tense. So we have that ed ending. Walked, talked, heard, saw. Obviously there are some irregular verbs that don't have the ending, the ed ending, like saw. Or the word go is went. Okay? But this ed ending just by itself is the perfect tense. It shows actions are done and completed in the past. They are no longer being done at all. Okay, so the really nice thing about this is that all the endings are the same for all 4 conjugations. So ARE, long ERE, short ERE, and long IRE, all of the endings are the same. All right, so singular and plural. We have E, isti, it, imus, istis, erunt. Okay, so these are the endings. I blanked, you blanked, he, she, it blanked, we blanked, you all blanked, they blanked. All right, I'm gonna have a second video, or actually it's gonna be a third video of all examples where I pick apart the third principal part and then I add these endings to it, so stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna do any examples in this informative lecture. All right, so this is the perfect active, okay, just active. We're only gonna talk about active, all right? So now let's do the endings for the pluperfect. So the pluperfect active, okay, this can be translated to had and then the verb in that perfect ending, the ed. So had walked, had talked, had sung, had gone, or had went. Okay, this is the signifier, this had. Okay. All right, so the endings for this are eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratis, erant. So once again, you take off the I from the third principal part, and then you add these endings if you want it to say had blanked. So had walked, like I had blanked, you had blanked, he, she, it had blanked, we had blanked, you all had blanked, they had blanked. Okay? Had and then the ed. That is the pluperfect active. All right, final one is the future perfect or the future pluperfect. Again, I think I've mentioned this before. I've heard it said both ways. So let's do future. And I just want to let you guys know, both the pluperfect and the future perfect are very rare. You rarely see them in Latin texts. The most common are either the present or the perfect tense. So that's, this is just information for you to use when you're translating the Aeneid. Okay, so the meaning or the translation of future pluperfect is will have blanked. Okay? Will have blanked. And the endings are ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erint. Okay, this is going to throw some people off. Erint. This one's an I. Okay, so this is I will have blanked, you will have blanked, he, she, it will have blanked, we will have blanked, you all will have blanked, and they will have blanked. Okay? Will, we have that future will. And then we have the had or the have of the perfect, and then the ed of the perfect. All right? So I will do examples in the next video.